Purdue has quite a few questions to answer in terms of who will be the featured players this season. What will roles look like for each of their top 11 guys is a fair question right now. Outside of CJ Cox, who I feel like is the one guarantee we know he's going to be starting at shooting guard and be very good for this team. I think there's a lot of differing opinions on who could feature in what roles here because one of my favorite Twitter follows has some thoughts on the five spot for Purdue that we are going to discuss in this video. Sinan Huan specifically could maybe outperform his role expectation. First, though, at stakeholder.com, Purdue's priced at $393. Cart, you've been telling people to buy Purdue at this price. I want you to view this through a Sinan Huan perspective. Let's say that Sinan Huan ends up a starting center for Purdue at some point this season. To you, would that mean you should buy or sell Purdue at this price?
If you take the B out of Bell and replace it with an S, what does that give you?
Sell.
Yeah, I'd sell.
Okay, thank you for that exercise. Use the link in the description of this video if you want to try Stakeholder, get $15 in free credit. All right, to JPR, as he goes by at scouting underscore COL, an account with 2,000 followers on Twitter, but we've talked about his analysis or commentary quite a bit on the channel. I like this guy. And he refers to himself as a transfer portal junkie, college basketball, and NBA draft coverage. I think that JBL is sort of going through some teams one by one and kind of shouting out a bunch of different players because progressively, I think this was on Sunday, one by one, JPR went through Rivers Knight, Jacob Weber, Sinan Huan, Raleigh Burgess, Jakari Harris, Antoine West, Luke Ertl, Daniel Jacobson, Caden Pierce, basically the entire Purdue roster, linked some film, and then provided analysis. And if you want to go see all of it, go follow scouting underscore COL. I think you should. You'll probably enjoy it if you're a Purdue fan, and it's good analysis when he's doing things outside of Purdue as well. But he's really high on Ertl. He's not so high on Omer. He's really high on a couple other guys on this team, notably not so high on Daniel Jacobson. That's where Sinan Huan comes in. And this is what JPR wrote in his tweet. Quote, Sinan Huan will play in the NBA in a few years. He's a super functional mover who runs the floor hard, has soft touch, and already flashes real post skill. There's a real chance he ends up as Purdue's starting five at some point this season. Now, just per the publicly available Twitter stats, this got 27,000 impressions, bunch of responses and retweets and quote tweets. Are you buying the chance that Juan could factor into this year's team earlier than expected?
No, because I still think he's kind of raw, and I look at some of the other bigs that are on this basketball team, but I do think that there are serious like C91 flashes where you could see, him being not just really good, but just like I don't. Here's the thing where I land short on it. I don't see the NBA in a few years is my only part of it. I think that's projecting a pretty massive leap for him. But I don't think that doubts what he could do at the college level because I do think like the finishing, the mobility, everything else, like the other things that kind of JPR talked about, I think are very real with him.
Okay. Um, you read the full JPR thread here, right? Of all the Purdue guys.
Yeah.
So, how much of this do you take as like real legitimate Juan hype and belief versus like, hey man, there's a massive opportunity for Juan because of who the other bigs are?
I think I take it more as there's a massive opportunity for the other guys, especially because I know they're not related in any way, but he kind of had the same approach too with Ethan Taylor.
Yeah. Yeah. He did the similar thing with Michigan State too. And
Yeah.
yeah. Which by the way, I think is important. I think that's a very important element of like role-based analysis in the summer. It's like when you're speculating what does the team look like, oh, this guy could factor in earlier. A lot of it does matter with like what the other options are.
Mhm.
And look, he flatly says it in his tweet on Daniel Jacobson. I'm not as high on him as most. He's a big swing piece. Questions are toughness and physicality. Those are hard traits to develop. So,
Mhm.
like, I see that vision. I think earlier in the offseason, before we actually saw Purdue practice footage, I was like, man, I wouldn't be surprised if Juan starts because I'm not a Jacobson guy at this point in his career. The problem is that then we saw Purdue practice footage and then we heard write ups from people that were at Purdue practice. And one of the only things that everyone unanimously agreed on from the first 2 weeks was, wow, Juan needs some time.
Yeah, that does seem.
So that's where I kind of fully backed off the Juan hype train. And it sounds like scouting Kyle is still on it.
Yeah, also like trying to relate this to most successful version of Purdue because he said like Riley Burgess will be the second or third big this season, and then Sinan becomes a start. Like uh, that probably wouldn't lead to the best results if Sinan's the best center on the team, right?
Probably not.
I know that's a bad exercise to do sometimes though. Like if they're just good, then they're just good. But
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. I don't you kind of put Jacobson and Juan in the same bucket, just that Jacobson's obviously been at Purdue and is 2 years more developed by now.
yeah,
Like to me, they're both like NBA upside projects. Is it still fair to
yeah,
say Jacobson's still an NBA upside project?
I don't know if it's still fair to say.
He was a project at the end of last year. He wasn't playable, and he
He was
definitely
he
still has NBA upside.
yeah, does he?
Yeah, both these guys do. Even regardless of how you feel about him right now, the 7'3" guys that block everything and can shoot a little bit. That's if they figure it out, there's NBA upside.
Can Jacobson shoot a little?
Yeah.
Can he?
Yes.
I don't
Yes.
know. I feel like we're being told he can.
No, he hit some threes last year in
Did
very
he?
limited minutes. Yeah.
I would guess he hit two threes all year.
Hold on. I'll give you a number.
Thank you.
3 for 8.
So-
3 for 8. He can shoot a little bit.
okay.
Look, when you get one assist in open gym, I'm like, yeah, you can pass a little bit. Like, come on, we're not knocking
That
Lamelo side.
that's fine with me. As a career 2 for 3 3-point shooter, then I would like to be known that can I shoot a little?
You can shoot a little bit. Yeah, I would say
Okay,
that.
we're good. I'm good. Yeah, I'm good with DJ then. Yeah,
Right. Yeah.
it's about me.
Understood. Um, how are you viewing the 5 spot right now? Because then you also got the simultaneous write up from Newbert that Jacobson's one of 2 guys who could be an all conference level player. I think it's clear at this point that all people in the know in the Purdue program do not expect much from Juan, but there's obviously outsiders like us in scouting call who might prefer Juan. Where are you personally at with the 5 spot?
I would describe it as this. I'm hoping that Enzo can play some small ball five.
So like you don't love the 2 options collectively. If it's Jacobson and Juan, you're not in love with it.
Yeah, not at all.
Okay.
I'm more so like, can Burgess play the five? Can Enzo play small ball five? I'm just out on non-physical. On paper, one can shoot. On the other paper, one looks like he needs a year center spot.
Yeah, I get that. So yeah, back to the tweet from JPR on Jacobson this time. The questions are toughness and physicality. Those traits are hard to develop. Those also apply to Juan, don't they?
Yes.
That's where, like, the more I look at this and think about the way Purdue's working, they have a million guards, right? The thing about all their guards is that they all have like different skill sets.
Hmm.
Like we've heard that Ertl is like the competitor, Omer is the shot maker, CJ is like the complementary 3 and D defensive guy. You could argue Jakari's a little redundant to CJ, honestly, and then West is like the get downhill explosive burst guy. 5 guards, 4 different skill sets represented between them, so it's okay to have a lot of them. My fear for me with the 5 spot for Purdue is that like their 2 best options are the same exact profile. It's like going to dinner and like, I don't know, you order a side salad and then they bring it out and you eat it, and then they bring out the main course and you got a salad.
Yeah.
Like, dog, I ate that. I need a burger now. And like to me, that's why Burgess is probably popping. I don't think it's necessarily that Burgess is amazing. He just does different shit than the two 7'3" string beans that don't like contact.
Right.
And that scares me a lot because I don't think, regardless of what happens this year, I'm sure Jacobson will be playable. I don't think you can keep both these guys forever if they're the same, can you? Like, do they want Jacobson and Juan and Isaiah Hill all on the court,
No, I don't think so.
all in the rotation?
No. Can I push back on one portion of that though?
Yeah,
I think there can be a level of physicality somewhat developed.
really.
I think that you could, I think that there, just from a physical standpoint, like being stronger, I don't know, like, but you can play stronger. I usually don't think it takes 3 years to do so, but I feel like there is a little bit of like, this isn't a, like, I guess in Sinan's point here, the physicality of the game kind of made me take a step back a little bit here. It's a lot. It's different. This ain't Georgetown Prep or whatever he was at. But you can kind of get adjusted to that and play stronger. I guess that's more of a big up for Sinan than it is for Jacobson.
Okay. I mean, I think I buy that.
It's
Yeah.
also a little bit of a glass half full thing here. Typically, if you are soft and play soft, you can work around it, but at its heart of hearts, you're just kind of a soft basketball player.
Well, while I'm lumping the two together, also, I want to be clear. I think it's fair to say physicality, you're calling it soft questions apply to Jacobson. They might apply to Juan. We think they apply to Juan, but my bigger question with Juan right now is like when he gets the basketball, what does he do? Like
Mhm.
from what I've seen, he's not catching it. He's not like he looks uncomfortable. The processing is slow. I don't know that that's necessarily how I feel about Jacobson at this point. Like I'm kind of comfortable with Jacobson like catching a basketball. I'm just not comfortable with him like banging and getting hit in the chest over and over again, you know?
Yeah, and two on the offensive end of the floor, like you just got off a couple years of being able to throw it down low and being like, go score.
Right.
None of these bigs are doing that.
Is there an example of a guy who like developed physicality and toughness that comes to mind? I feel like I only have one and you'll push back on it.
Who?
Aren't you just hoping it's like Mara? Because I definitely would have been like Mara's soft. He hates physicality, and then all
Yeah.
of a sudden, in the right situation, it was like he's a dog.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm trying to think of some other there's really not, I guess not too many to be honest.
But I think even with Mara, I don't think you were ever like he's a dog. I think your beliefs stayed true with Mara.
One might say.
But I guess the point is like if everything else around them gets better, it might not matter.
Yes. Yeah, it goes if the guards are good enough, then it's just like be sufficient.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I feel like I'm doing a good job today at the end of these videos of like asking a fun, hard, hypothetical question.
Yeah.
This is my favorite one yet.
Oh wow.
I'm going to give you three names, four names, and I want you to tell me when they leave Purdue, what did they finish as?
Oh,
You got me? Like,
okay.
for example, if we did this exercise with Michigan State's front court, it would have been like Carson Cooper finished a beloved role player starting center
Okay.
who had a good season.
Okay.
Jackson Kohler finished like a productive, great starter, 4-year guy.
Hmm.
Xavier Booker finished total letdown, transfer out, couldn't hack it. Like I want definite. How does it finish? How does their Purdue career finish for each of these four guys? Are you ready?
Oh no. Sure.
I'll start with I think this is the softball of the bunch. Riley Burgess.
I think he ends up being a very solid, beloved Purdue big.
Beloved 5-year, multi-year starter.
Yeah.
Very good Big Ten big.
Yep.
I agree. Daniel Jacobson.
I think he ends up at Northwestern.
You think he does not finish his career at Purdue?
Yeah.
Okay. Do I have to also answer this?
Yes.
See, this one's, I think it's 50-50. I think half likelihood is that, and half likelihood is like he's in the NBA.
Well, so I think it's a little mix of both here. I think it's he ends up at Northwestern. He also ends up good.
And then he gets to the NBA.
Not to the NBA. It's just like he gets to Northwestern and it's just like, finally works.
I think Jacobson plays 4 seasons at Purdue, so two more years, and then he's an NBA big. I don't know how he gets there, but I just saw Trey Kaufman-Renn get drafted, and I think the 7'4" guy that can shoot will get there.
Okay.
Um, Sinan Huan.
62% free throw shooter, by the way,
Sinan Huan.
but he can shoot.
Sinan
Um,
Juan.
3 attempts.
3 makes.
Three makes. Sorry, 8 attempts.
That's huge, man.
Golly. Sinan. I don't think he finished his career at Purdue. I think that he finds himself buried behind like Isaiah Hill and even like a Burgess, and he's just like, I want another opportunity. Um, and I think he becomes a Terrapin.
That's the hard part for me is you have both Jacobson and Juan transferring, so they both bust.
He,
How does that happen?
Juan's less busty. Juan's just like, I don't want to sit behind Isaiah Hill.
Yeah, it's like bust or butt.
Good grief, man.
It's a long week, man.
Well,
Uh,
it's Monday. I'm saying it's been a long
it's
week.
been a really long week. Okay, whatever. I agree on Juan. I think you have to pick one of these guys to hit and one of these guys to not. I think it's going to be way too much of a logjam. And I get that this is a program that never loses players to transfer until like we condemn them and decide they actually stink. But I just I don't know how you could have Isaiah Hill come in and be really good and have both these guys in the rotation. So I'll bank on the one that everyone says is like not anywhere close to being ready, being the guy that never gets the chance. Juan transfers out, is barely remembered as a Purdue guy. Isaiah Hill is the fourth and final name here.
Isaiah Hill is a 3-year Purdue player.
Ooh. And like
And
really
then
day one, starter day one, or no?
3-year late first round draft pick.
Is he a starter day one? I have such a fun follow-up question.
No,
Who's the starting front court a year from now when you have senior Daniel Jacobson, freshman Isaiah Hill,
I think it's Benter Burgess.
junior Raleigh Burgess?
I think it's Benter Burgess.
One of Jacobson Hill has to start a year from now. Has to.
Do they have to?
Yeah.
Then it's Hill, Burgess Hill.
But that would have to mean Jacobson's year.
That would have to mean that Jacobson is at Northwestern.
Then Juan's still there though.
And then Juan's like, what the fuck? I'm behind both these.
Juan would still be there though.
Yeah. And he'd be what? The
Oh, so
backup.
he later down the line he leaves?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Sorry.
I think I'm going 4 for 4 with these.
Has Paint's never had a one and done, has he?
No.
I think Isaiah Hill's his first one and done.
Wow.
Largely because in your brain he's competing with just Sinan Juan, Raleigh Burgess, and Jack Benter for front court minutes.
He could be a one and done.
I think he's going to be really good.
Where's he get drafted?
I don't know, dude. The Minnesota Timberwolves. He feels like a Timberwolf right now.
One and done, second round pick.
Okay. Oh no, one and done lottery pick. Did you have fun doing that?
I think that Isaiah Hill will be the Deontay Davis of Marcus Bingham's.
And that might still be the best player in Purdue's front court. So,
Yeah.
yeah.